right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Okay, good. Today we're looking into something, something I think a lot of us have probably wondered about at some point. It's like, when you have to deal with insurance companies,
Yeah.
why are some claims super smooth and easy while others are just a total nightmare?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It can be such a confusing process.
Exactly. So we found this article that really breaks it down, and it's called "Why Do Some Insurance Companies Settle While Others Fight?"
Uh-huh.
And, it kind of pulls back the curtain on the strategies and, well, the games that insurance companies often play. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll feel a little bit more prepared and empowered to handle any insurance situations you might face in the future.
I think that's a great goal. It's really all about understanding the dynamics at play.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, right off the bat, the article talks about this inherent tension, right?
Yes.
Between the insurance company's obligations to their policyholders
Right.
and their responsibility to, well, shareholders.
Right. It's a balancing act for them, isn't it?
It is. It really is. So on the one hand, they're supposed to be there for you when something goes wrong.
Right.
That's what you're paying them for.
Exactly. That's the whole point of insurance, to have that safety net.
But then on the other hand, they are a business. And businesses, well, they need to make money.
Yeah. And that's where the complications come in. Minimizing payouts is a huge part of how insurance companies ensure profitability.
Right. So even when they seem to be doing the right thing, like sending an adjuster out to an accident, it's all driven by this this underlying financial pressure.
Absolutely. They're looking at every angle to, potentially limit their liability.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like even in that initial assessment, they're already kind of working the angles, so to speak.
Exactly. And you see this play out especially in more complex cases. Like, think about a trucking accident. Often, the insurance company will send a whole team of experts to the scene immediately. And it's not just about assessing the damage, it's about controlling the narrative from the very beginning, gathering evidence, interviewing witnesses, basically trying to build a case that will work in their favor.
Oh, wow. That is
Yeah.
interesting. So it's not as straightforward as it might seem on the surface.
Not at all. And this ties into a broader industry practice that a lot of people have heard of. It's called deny, delay, don't pay.
Oh, yeah, the infamous 3Ds.
Yes.
I've always been curious about, how that actually plays out in real life.
Well, it's kind of a war of attrition. They drag out the claims process, create all kinds of bureaucratic hurdles, dispute evidence. And the hope is that the claimant, who's often dealing with so much already, like mounting medical bills, maybe lost income, the emotional stress of it all,
Right.
will just give up, accept a smaller settlement just to make it stop.
Man, that's pretty ruthless.
It can be, yeah. And the longer they delay, the more it works to their advantage financially.
Yeah.
They can invest that money that they should be paying out and earn even more profit while you wait.
Wow. So let's say you find yourself in this situation. What can you do? How can you protect yourself?
Well, that's where having a good lawyer really makes a difference.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Attorneys who specialize in these kinds of claims, they understand all the tactics that insurance companies use, and they know how to counter them effectively.
So they can kind of level the playing field a bit?
Exactly. They can push back on delays, gather their own evidence, and they negotiate from a position of strength.
So having a lawyer basically signals to the insurance company, hey, I'm not messing around.
Exactly. It shows that you're serious and that you're willing to fight for what's fair.
Right. And that probably makes them more willing to settle.
It definitely increases the likelihood because they know going to court is expensive and time-consuming for them too.
Right, of course. But it's not just about, legal muscle, right? The specifics of the case still matter.
Oh, absolutely. The evidence, the severity of the damages, the laws in your jurisdiction, and the potential for a jury to rule in your favor, it all factors in. Like, if the evidence is very strong on your side,
Yeah.
and it's likely a jury would side with you, then the insurance company is much more likely to settle. They want to avoid the risk and expense of a trial.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So it really is like a strategic chess match.
Yeah.
Each side trying to anticipate the other's moves.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to understand the insurance company's perspective, their motivations, their tactics.
Right. Knowledge is power. The more you know about how they operate, the better prepared you are.
Absolutely. And I think it raises a really interesting question, on a larger scale. Like, what if more people understood these tactics? What if there was more public awareness? Could that actually lead to changes in the industry?
Yeah.
Maybe even new regulations to ensure more fairness and transparency.
That's a really good point. Something to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, in the meantime, anyone listening who's dealing with an insurance claim, just remember, you don't have to go through it alone. Talk to a lawyer, get some advice. It can make all the difference. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you then.